What's up guys, welcome to Veldora-kun. From our previous episodes, we have seen Xian's negotiation with the Holy Knights. If you haven't watched the previous episodes, I will put the links in the description below. You will see in these videos what happened during the Walpurgis battle and the upcoming events. Just a quick warning, these videos contain spoilers from the light novel. Also, don't forget to join our Discord community. I welcome you to Veldora-kun subordinates, the link is in the description below. See you there. So now in this video we will review what happened next, which is the most awaited battle between Rimuru and Hinata. But before we will proceed, please like, subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell. Now without further ado, let's proceed with the video. Hinata is now in a bad spot, laughably poor. But because of that, Hinata is willing to let it all out to win. Or else, she wouldn't have the chance to explain her actions. She thinks it must have been karma for her for ignoring him so willfully last time. Now, the situation is the complete opposite of the last time, and the table has been turned. Hinata casts aside all the negative thoughts and focused on winning. She begins to observe Rimuru. Arno and the others had moved away with their own opponents. Hinata starts to analyze Rimuru using her unique skill mathematician. Rimuru is a complete different person from before. Rimuru's power after becoming a demon lord has become hard to measure. She got chills from thinking how worse it would be if Rimuru becomes human's enemy. Even her skill mathematician cannot measure Rimuru's power. It means that Rimuru was either at Hinata's level or even higher. Upon thinking so, Hinata activates her unique skill Usurper. This skill gives her the absolute advantage against an opponent who is stronger than her. It lets her effortlessly rob the opponent's skills and talents. If the opponent is weaker than Hinata, the result of the analysis will show it as unavailable target. It means she couldn't take her enemy's skills, even when she will also have a much better chance to win. Even if the opponent is stronger than Hinata, the results of her analysis will either be failure or success. If one of these choices shows, it means her opponent is pretty strong. With that being said, success analysis will reveal the opponent's skills and talents and failure will not cause her defeat either. She can try analyzing as many times as she wishes. No matter how formidable the foe, she could always make the skill succeed given enough repetitions. It was a matter of buying time and waiting for the right moment. In this way, Hinata is guaranteed to win. During her last duel with Rimuru, the evaluation results provided were always target unavailable. This was the reason why Hinata is convinced that she had nothing to worry about and looked down on him during their fight. She was a bit surprised when he summoned the flame giant Ifrit, but it still wasn't a serious problem. But now, even with this powerful skill, she still cannot access Rimuru. The result of her analysis turned out to be interfered. This was the second time it happened, and Rimuru is the second person to cause this result. The first was Hinata's confrontation against Demon Lord Luminous Valentine. In other words, Rimuru is already as powerful as Luminous. Hinata was impressed at how much he has grown during a short time. If that's the case, there is no use to try any cheap tricks. She took the giant sword in her hand, the Dragon Buster, and throws it away upon realizing it would be no help at all to her. Instead, she drew the weapon Luminous gave her, the Moonlight. She puts on the gears of Holy Spirit, where the spirit armament worn by the Holy Knights was copied from. It is a gear specialized against monsters and dragons. From that point onwards, Hinata has broken free of all forms of limits in her body to transcend Sage and truly reaching the realm of Saint. Now, it was a clash of power and Hinata is willing to gamble everything. Fighting a battle with little chance to win is silly. Yet Hinata's heart right now is filled with joy. Then Hinata points her sword at Rimuru. In Rimuru's perspective, Hinata is pointing sword at him. Does this mean she wants to duel him after receiving his message? Rimuru thinks that it can't be helped, he should defeat her first before trying to negotiate. Rimuru also pulled out his Uchigato to prepare for battle. It's not the best sword Rimuru prepared to fight with Hinata's strong sword. So he protects his Uchigato with a demonic aura and tried to avoid direct clashes of swords with her. That's why he activated the magic fighting spirit from his Covenant King Uriel and covered the blade with black thunder flame. Now that Rimuru is properly prepared, he waits for Hinata to attack. And so, the battle of hyper-speed sword fight begins. It just started, yet Hinata was already going all out. Hinata's attack speed is incredible to the point that Rimuru's thought acceleration cannot keep up. However, Rimuru is not losing either, since he can block and return every hit of Hinata. They continuously crossed swords, yet none of them could land hit on the other. Rimuru thinks that he's few inches away from taking Hinata down. She is indeed strong, since they are on par with strength, even when Rimuru awakened as a true demon lord. Hinata seems to have completely seen Rimuru's sword technique, so she begins to attack without hesitation. On Hinata's perspective, she gives it all out so that Rimuru would admit defeat, yet Rimuru was able to catch up with her at ease. The technique she used took her 10 years to master, but her opponent completely countered them in an instant. Hinata thinks to herself that a human body has limitation because it takes skills, talents and magic for humans to obtain strength and oppose with monsters. But unlike her opponent Rimuru, he doesn't even need to breathe. No stamina consumption means there is no need to restore mana, nor will his muscle tire out. Hinata utilized her mathematician to enhance the speed of her senses 1,000 times more than usual. Her perception of the surrounding area has also exceeded the human limit. It placed maximum pressure on her brain, even bursting capillaries. She took care of the wounds by using an automatic regenerative spell to hide these injuries from her opponent's detection. Yet she still feels it's not enough. She activates prediction simulation of mathematician to predict the path of Rimuru's attack. The speed of Hinata's sword suddenly increases and Rimuru thinks to himself, "Are you kidding me?" Hinata wiped her bleeding nose so Rimuru won't notice, and then she adjusts her disordered breathing. Holding like this for too long alone would already mark Hinata's defeat. Even in her present saint-level status, Hinata's human body is limited to her. She has to overcome a higher wall in order to become a semi-spiritual life form. The sword gifted to her by Illuminus possesses immense power, and it can cause lethal wounds that cannot be treated by any average regenerative ability. Hinata thinks all she have to do is to cut off one of Rimuru's hands. If she could have Rimuru accept her victory, then it's settled. Yet Hinata has not been able to execute this plan. Through his extraordinary control of dimension and body functions, Rimuru has seen through the pattern of Hinata's attack. Hinata decides to change her tactics as she realizes this, in order to give her opponent the false sense of her attacks being random in speed. She decides to toy Rimuru in the palm of her hands with the skill she accumulated through her rich experience. And that's it for my video. Now, it's shout out time. Thank you Iskerton for boosting the server twice. And thank you Zeke for the 2 server boosts. Also, thanks to the following for boosting the server. Thank you Omega. Thank you Pranish. Thank you Seatank. Thanks to Kiana Kazlana. And lastly, thank you Nick. The others will be mentioned on my next video which is coming right after. Thank you everyone. See you on my next upload.